Each guy, it is a little bit different. Nothing's really the same with this surgery, is it?
No, everybody's different, but there is that common thread where you do feel it at some point in your elbow, whether it's a pop, whether it's over the course of your career. But these guys all had pretty much the same thing to say, and here's what they had to.
I think it was more of a gradual thing for me. It wasn't never one pitch where I threw and I was like, okay, that hurt. It was more towards the end of every year, even in the minor leagues.
They just throw one pitch and I feel something pop. And next day, I couldn't move my arm.
Overthrew that pitch and I feel like pop in my elbow, next day I had a muscle contraction that I couldn't like put my arm straight.
I feel like I was getting fatigued, but I was also getting to where I was, when I went fastball down the way or changeup, when I really got extended on a pitch, I could feel it more so than the beginning of the year.
And because Tommy John surgery is so well known and successful these days, the advice from fellow players is once you feel that pain, the best bet is to have the surgery.
A couple of friends had a Tommy John surgery, and they came back again like healthy, and they just told me like, okay, you should get it. Like if you get it, if your ligament is torn, it's better like, for you to get it and then just like work hard and get your rehab fine.
While the rehab process is long and arduous, the Indians players who have had the surgery have come back better than ever.
I know I didn't really feel 100% with no reservations till probably around 14 to 16 months is whenever I felt like I didn't even have the surgery. So it's kind of a growing process, but in the same sense, it's better to go ahead and have that and actually recover from it as opposed to trying to pitch and throw all that pain.
I used to throw 94 to 95, and when I get bad, I throw 97, 98. It's a big difference. And I think the reason is because I did a lot of exercise for my shoulder and my back and everything. But right now I feel good.
As for the prevention of the injury in the first place, there's not a lot of proven solutions out there. But Josh Tomlin thinks the steps can be taken at an early age.
I see that a lot of times back in my hometown, even now, is you get 10, 11, 12-year-olds doing one thing, pitching, and that's it. And I think for me, it's you need to develop an athlete before you develop a pitcher, and that's to me is the biggest thing, because athletes and guys that can make adjustments quicker, I feel like can overcome stuff like that and kind of get back to where they need to be as opposed to being one-dimensional at such an early age.
Boy, some really good stuff there, especially Josh Tomlin. I agree wholeheartedly with him. Develop the athlete first, then you focus on your position in baseball. But with the success of this surgery, Jay, and we've seen so many people this season succumb to it and say, I've got to have Tommy John surgery. Is it because of that success that guys are maybe more open to it now than they were 5, 10, 20 years ago?
Yeah, it's crazy right now. I mean, I had mine done, in 2004, and you're looking at 10 years now post-op. But when you look at these guys, the success rate is extremely better. It's right around 90% right now, but it's still a major surgery. But for me, looking at it right now, and, Carlos Carrasco talked about the pop, feeling a pop. I felt the exact same thing. One pitch in between an inning, pop. Couldn't feel my arm the next day. But these guys going about it, it's not just about, having the surgery. It's all that time away from the game, mentally preparing yourself again to get back on the mound, to be able to go through that process. And it's a long process, it's a long road. So it's not an easy road either. I mean, if you're married, your wife does not like you. If you have a girlfriend, your girlfriend does not like you because you are absolutely miserable because this is the game that you love. I mean, this is the game that you've grown up, and it's very hard.
But you've said, too, that was definitely the right decision for you, and you think for most people that's the right decision, to go ahead and have the surgery instead of trying to rehab it, because, again, you've always said eventually you're probably going to need it.
Well, and that's exactly right. At some point you would need it. Some guys might need it quicker than others. We went through the rehab process. We did all of that. I came back, was still the same, ended up having the surgery. A lot of the guys will go through the exact same thing. That's the tough factor is, can you trust the system? And the system is in place for a reason. I mean, the medical staff does a great job, but at the same time, you have to know your body.